Okay. I believe we're ready to go, guys. Okay. So look, I'm Walter Forde. I'm from Dell EMC, and I'm part of the EMEA Services team. And today I'm going to try and take you through some of the capabilities we have from a services perspective when it comes to Dell EMC and deploying VMware. Okay, you know, one of the first things we always say is that, you know, Dell and EMC, we're part of a combined entity. Now that we're together as a company, we're better together. That means that we're really kind of co-delivering our products now with VMware right at the edge. From design, development, right through to deployment, the design of the Dell EMC products are really done with VMware in mind. And what does this really mean? I mean, this slide really helps visualize what it really means. We've got a number of products that right across the portfolio. If you look at the virtualization stack, if I start to the right, there's the ready solutions. And what do we mean by ready solutions? Ready solutions are those converged products that are designed end-to-end by Dell with VMware embedded, and they're a ready-to-go solution. You literally drop them into your environment. The configuration with our Dell deployment team is done for you, and they're ready to go. When we look at the engineered solutions really are more adaptable, and we'd almost call them blueprints. With our design architects, they're really adapted to our environmental situation. So we've got our ready solutions, which are ready to go off the shelf. Our engineered solutions really take the customer's environment into account and design with them. And we also have our hybrid cloud platforms, both enterprise cloud and native cloud. What do we do from a services perspective? It really depends on the customer's environment, but we've got a fantastic consulting organization. What we have right across the globe, there's a number of solution centers. With the solution center, a customer can actually utilize our products with their own software. They'll come into our environment, they will do a proof of concept with these engineered solutions to make sure that the compute, the networking, the storage is actually performing to the expectations that the customer has. That's a pre-sales free service that's available to all customers that are looking to buy these cloud-based solutions. We also then have a consultancy organization that will design in a customer's environment, and I've got some of the team members here with me that can talk you through. They'll design and whiteboard a solution specific to the customer's needs. Our consultants typically would, utilizing Dell and EMC IP, really design solutions for customers that are needed. If I give you an example, we were dealing with a bank, Danske Bank, and they had a need to really manage their data from there was some hot data, which would be almost like your ATM machines, where you need to get the data, and that data needs to be available real time, to archiving data that's really there for government needs, and they just need to be kept for 7 to 8 years. Well, we designed a solution for Danske Bank, and then another bank in the UK and another bank of Ireland were saying, look, we've got these compliance issues that we have with our data. Can you design a solution for us? So we're able to bring the solution architect that we would have used for Danske Bank into the bank in the UK, into the bank of environment, and show that industrial experience and design solutions for them. So we've got a fantastic consultants organization. We have some of the architects here with us today. Then once a customer has understood what product they need for their own environment, we've got a deployment team. The deployment team is a fully certified team that can really take into account the environmental analysis of the customer. We'd start with a planning engineer. The planning engineer would contact the customer, understand exactly what the data center the customer is deploying the solution has and what constraints they have. It can go as simple as the location of the racks. I mean, a lot of our products go with 1 meter cables, but maybe the rack is like a couple of meters away from the wall and they need a 3 or 5 or 10 meter cable. It can go from as simple as understanding the customer's environment right into understanding their legacy products and how they're going to converge them into their new products. So our deployment team would deploy that. We also recently announced a ProDeploy add-on for VMware vSAN. So that means we'll deploy the products the customers have purchased, and we'll also configure and set up the vSAN for the customer and enable them to do it. And over that number of days, we'd also provide training for those customers. So the customer has their vSAN, has it configured into their own environment, has their data migrated for them, and they also receive training then to understand how to utilize that product. Next, we have education services. If customers want to really get more of their department certified, get their IT help desk up and going, we'd have education services where we have a comprehensive suite of virtualization and validation programs, and we'd also enable certification for our customers. Finally then, I guess it's a crown jewel in our company for Dell EMC is our support services. We have a fantastic suite of offerings. We've got basic ProSupport and ProSupport Plus, and I also mentioned ProSupport for vSAN, where we've got certified agents that can go from level 1, level 2, level 3 support. Any customer with an OEM VMware agreement, we're able to provide support for that product. As part of the Dell EMC integration, as you know, VCE is part of our company now as well. So we also have the legacy or heritage VCE support knowledge also part of our technical support team. So we really have a fantastic suite of services that enable a customer to get the most of what they expect out of their products. If I move on from there, you know, what does that really look like? What it really looks like is we've got a breadth of experience within our teams. I don't know if you know this, but there's about 250, 260 VCDX professionals in the world. And we've 10 of them residing in Dell and a number of them in Europe. We were just talking about the guys in the UK and Germany that have those experiences. 98% of the issues that we have and we find with VMware products are resolved in-house. And you kind of always ask, well, what about the other 2%? Well, the other 2% is typically what we would call IPS or bug code level, where it's a fit, form, or function issue with the actual software itself, and we deal directly then with the engineering team within VMware. We've thousands of VMware certifications, and we have a number of team members here this week that are taking the certifications. And even within our EMEA tech support team, we have 15 VCAPs and over 110 VCPs. We pride ourselves on customer experience. And you know, our current customer experience is 94%, and it's always something that we're looking to improve on. So that's kind of the service offerings. What I wanted to really try and do today then is try and kind of visualize some of the services and just try and help you meet and understand what in practice these services look like. So, you know, we have our experts here this week. I saw this under our Dell booth, and I said, you know what, I'm going to take a photograph of some of the team members that are actually experts in VC. But one of the ones I want to start with and bring on stage here is Fabian. And Fabian will kind of give you an understanding of what he does within Dell EMC and take you through one of his customer environments. Fabian, if I could bring you on stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fabian, as you can see on the screen. I'm working for Dell company since 2005. I start with Optiplex support. Maybe you know the computer, the laptop, and so on. Then I moved to the server, then the storage team, doing EMC support, then ecologic and component. Then I switched to the solution software team, providing VMware support for all our EMEA and OEM customer. Even for huge escalation, when we know that something goes wrong between the different technologies that we support, even if it's not EOM, we are still involved in the middle, providing advice on what is expected to be bad and how we can work around if this is doable. Of course, thanks to this experience, I have been involved as well on several design for our customer. I made myself a design for NS6 and for vSAN as well for some of the customer in France, especially. Maybe you can go to the next slide.
Well, just before we go, I see that you got a profile of Bono there as a rock star.
We have to select one, and my wife said, "Okay, almost all your colleagues are in Dublin, so please provide Bono as the name of the rock star."
You're also trying to bring peace to the world or something like that as well, Fabian, yeah? Okay.
Okay, let me explain the story. For this particular customer, he was using Equalogic, and I was providing him support for his own Equalogic array. And the fact that this customer is using multi-site, and he was using a huge layer 2 topology, and the challenge was, as all the LAN and SAN iSCSI going onto multi-site, the fact the L2 topology was so huge that Ecologic was suffering. Then, starting for 1, maybe 2 years, we have a discussion with the sales, pre-sales, explaining that this topology will not scale, you need to change. And thanks to the experience that we learned for SDDC stack on VMware, we recommend to the customer to move from a huge layer 2 topology to a span and leaf topology. And on top of that, use L2 encapsulated into VXLAN to make sure that the whole thing is not suffering anymore from the scaling point of view. Then we made a POC. We demo that even in production, doing regular maintenance like upgrading the switch, failover, anything on the network will not disrupt anything, including all the functionalities that NS6 and vSAN is doing. And at the end, the customer build his own infrastructure and as a cloud provider provide the same user experience in a better way that he did before. That's the experience that we learn from the support.
If I could just bring in here, Fabian, what we're saying is, look, we feel we've got a suite of products and a customer has an expectation and outcomes that they expect from them. And what you do from a support is just not resolve a technical issue, but you actually get the configuration to the expectation the customer has. Is that right?
Yeah. You have a lot of issues that we know that we could not address due to the current topology. So we go beyond that. We explain that we want that you have a better experience, and for that we recommend to change your own topology, and we have advice for that.
So you're talking about resolving a customer issue, giving advice, taking them to the level of expectation they have. That's fantastic. Okay, thanks for that, Fabian.
Thank you.
So that's a flavor of the level of support we can provide from a support services point of view. When we look at customers trying to, I guess, understand what products do they need to purchase, what problems are they trying to resolve, typically we'd bring in a design architect that will take you through and understand exactly what you need from a design perspective. We have a slide here from Jayson. He's a fantastic colleague of mine in the US. He's 11 years at doing this, but we've Pierre here also, and Pierre's also a design architect for us based in EMEA. So I've asked Pierre to step in and say, Pierre, look, what do you do? I mean, what does a solution architect do, and how does the role typically function? Don't move outside from here. Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Pierre. I come from France. As you can see, I'm not Jayson, but my job in Dell is I'm a solution architect. I try to design complex solutions from our customer. My mainly focus around storage and virtualization. I try to collect all inputs for my customer and to do very complex design. I think it's those workshop sessions, I think it's very important for the customer because pre-sales sell the hardware and software, but sometimes the customer don't know exactly what to do. And
what typically happens in a workshop here?
Yeah, typically we have a whiteboard, and I collect all the input and all the need and all expectations of the customer, and we try to do a very good design, and we try to how can I say? I try to bring to the customer the best solution we can.
So the way I think about it is that you're bringing the VMware, the VNX expertise.
Yeah.
The customer has a solution that they want, and you bring your expertise, but you're trying to understand their problem and design a solution for them.
Exactly.
And how do they know then that how do you get to an agreement then, or how does that process work?
Okay. I present to the customer different solution we can, and after, according to the expectation of the customer, we try to find the best solution and the best design with the hardware. And
now, there is one of these brilliant designs that we're talking about in the US, but you were telling me earlier about the current customer that you're working on right now. Do you want to take us through that?
Yeah, I have a big customer actually currently. It's called CGG. It's a petroleum customer.
Oil and gas, yeah.
Yeah. He has 3 different sites in Houston, in Red Hill, and in Paris. And he have very, very critical data, and he want to replicate. And we want to replicate all over the site, and it's very important for him to have the best solution and the best solution to how can I say, to keep their data available everywhere.
Excellent. Okay, thanks, Pierre. I mean, that's a flavor for some of what our design architects will do, and some good customer stories there. The last one, and this is where I want to bring Diego in. If it's okay with you, Diego. Sorry, Melissa. I want to bring Diego in at this stage. So the final rock star I want to talk about is Diego. Diego is one of the team members that we have in EMEA that helps put it all together. He leads a team that looks after not just support, but customer issues, design issues. So Diego, if you want to tell us about some of the skills and experience of your team, could you give us a flavor for the capabilities that you have?
Absolutely. So, hello everyone. I'm an enterprise technology strategist for Dell EMC, based in Sherwood in Ireland, and my role is to make sure that our support organization in EMEA is ready to provide support on the different solutions that we sell based on VMware, Linux, and I will also be engaged in WISE and IoT. So from the desktop virtualizations to Erica, cloud infrastructure, network virtualization, and so on. So my team is based in EMEA. So we have different experts like Fabien, that was earlier on stage, that is based in Montpellier. We do also have a footprint in Germany, in Halle, and we do also have them in Sherwood.
How many languages would you typically cover, Diego?
So the official languages that we have in the team, that would be English, German, and French. But because we have people from all over, the EMEA, we can afford to have, as best effort. To be honest with you, we do have another, I'd say, around 12 languages within the team. So that's quite impressive. So if needed, if we have an Italian customer or a Spanish customer, we can usually accommodate the support in the native language.
And one of the questions that we often get about this service is, look, there can be networking, there can be software, it can be storage, and you're never quite sure which element is it. So how do you bring those kind of skills together?
Yeah, that's a very good point, because as you can imagine, when you work on a VMware solution, usually you need to look at everything, not just the software side of things. We have people within the team, like Fabien or other members of the team that they come from storage team within Dell EMC. So they have a very strong storage background, but they joined the solution support team where they can provide software support for VMware or for Linux, for other software we sell, but we have a strong storage knowledge or network knowledge. And if needed anyway, we can bring in experts from the storage team, from the networking team, Microsoft team, yes, because sometimes even working with VMware, we need to have VMware experts that we need to help us out on database, that is, or Active Directory or something like that. So we do have the capabilities to bring in all the experts to join us together with the customers, and then do a WebEx session, do conference calls, and you have all the elements for the solution provided all internally.
So if I'm reading it back to you, the advantage of using Dell EMC Services is that most issues don't start off as a VMware software issue. It's a data center issue, and you've got the constituent elements of the data center skills in your tech support team, and you pull them together on a pod or a call.
Absolutely correct.
And root cause what's going on. So that's the kind
Absolutely
of advantage
correct.
that you have. And what about hours of service or the levels of support you'd offer?
So we do 24/7 support. We have an extensive support team that is available 24/7. So there will be always somebody available for the customers. It doesn't matter if it's a Christmas Day, 1 o'clock in the morning. We always have people available for everyone. Doing software, storage, networking, they're always available 24/7.
Fantastic. So that's the suite of capabilities we have. Thanks, Diego.
No problem.
Okay, so look, where does this take us? I just want to kind of do as a wrap up, and hopefully we've kind of been able to visualize some of the capabilities that we have. But look, when Dell EMC work with VMware, we are really kind of looking at our suite of service offerings. From a ProDeploy point of view, ProDeploy is a service offering that I lead myself in EMEA. We deploy faster than any company can deploy themselves. This is something that we specifically do every day. We've got a statement backed up by Gartner that we're about 70% more efficient than any IT department can deploy VMware on their own products. Why is that? It's because it's something we're doing repetitively every day. Our engineers are going from site to site with those capabilities. From a ProSupport point of view, I think Diego and Fabian did a great job there kind of explaining 24/7. Why would you use ProSupport? ProSupport will give you full data center support, end to end, not just the software element, it could be the hardware, storage, a combination of it. And our team will collaborate together to root cause that. And finally, I think you can see it with the numbers. We've got a proven team of expertise. So that's just kind of a presentation for today, and hopefully you get a flavor for Dell EMC and what we kind of bring to VMware. Thank you for your time.